everyone. Okay, so it's been just over a year since my last major book review, which was Deathly Hallows, and it's time for number 2. This time it is Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. And this is a major spoiler alert. Oh my god, my hair looks so bad. Okay, let's start. I thought it was one of the most hilarious, stupid, cheesy, pathetic books I've ever read in my entire life. But I loved it so freaking much. Okay. Most of the stuff that happened, I guessed. And if you don't believe me, you can ask my friend Eleanor, because she read it before me, and I was like, I bet this happens, I bet this happens. And I got like it all right. Okay. I guessed that Bella would not be so kind of... I guess Bella wouldn't have cravings for blood like the others did when they were newborns, because I thought it was because of her phobia a bit, but I was close. I mean, it's because she had mentally prepared herself, and it's quite funny actually, because I did a MySpace quiz ages ago on Twilight about what I thought would happen in the end, and that's what I put. I thought that because she'd prepared herself, she wouldn't have a phobia, she wouldn't have cravings for blood. So I was right about that. So I was quite proud of myself. I guessed that Jacob would imprint. I didn't guess that it would be on Bella's daughter, but I'll come back to that. I kind of, towards that bit, I thought he was going to imprint on a guy, because that would have just been really funny, and the book was just going so stupid that I thought, he's just going to imprint on a guy, it's going to be hilarious, but no. Okay, I just have, this is my main criticism for that book. Renesmee. It's worse than Albus Severus, and I did not think that was possible. Renesmee, oh my god, no! Okay, what? Okay, so, the whole thing about Bella getting married, having a baby, being turned into a vampire, taking Edward's virtue, I thought that would have been too obvious, so I was scared to think that would happen, because I was just thinking to myself, no, Stephanie Meyer would never have to resort to something so cliched. Apparently she did. I'm not complaining, because it made for amazing reading. I mean, it was so funny, but it was too predictable to actually be predicted. You know, you wanted to say to someone, oh, I bet they get married and have a baby, but you think that person's just going to go, no. So, yeah, but I just don't get it. I mean, Twilight, New Moon and Eclipse have really well, in my opinion, it might just be because my head doesn't function like a normal person's, but in my opinion, they have really complex storylines, and Breaking Dawn just didn't. I kind of felt like nothing happened the whole book. I mean, let's think this through. They get married, they go on their honeymoon, she gets pregnant, there's a few sex scenes in between that. She gets pregnant, the baby makes her ill, she has the baby, they think the Volturi are gonna kill the baby and all of them, and then they realise that they haven't done anything wrong, and they go home. I mean, there was potential for such an amazing fight scene, and you think, Bella's just been made a vampire, she's stronger than Emmett, there's gonna be an incredible fight scene. I was really looking forward to it, like Edward giving her fighting lessons and everything, and there wasn't a climax. That was like, I think that must be, apart from like Enid Blyton books and Biff and Chip books and Mr. Men books and The Rainbow Fish, but it's probably the first book I've ever read that doesn't actually have a climax. And I just found that weird. Yeah, I wasn't convinced about the ending at all. It was too generic. Well, it wasn't even generic, was it? Because I've never read anything like it. I don't even know what to think, to be honest. I mean, I finished it over a week ago. See, that's why I waited, because I thought I'd be a bit more in my head about it, but I'm really not. But, so yeah, my two major criticisms so far are Renesmee, the name. Just don't call your child Renesmee after your mother and your mother-in-law. Just don't do it. And the lack of a fight scene. I think Edward came across as a right bastard during that book. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was still like a massive fangirl when they were naked in the sea and stuff. Who wouldn't be? But the whole time he's just like, I find it really weird about how, I think the reason I don't like him is because he's too accepting of the fact he knows his wife's in love with her best friend. I mean, I know, I say it's not human, and obviously Edward Cullen's not human, but I thought the whole point of a flawed hero was they have really human qualities, and I don't find him having any. I know a lot of people are going to completely disagree with me here, and they're going to pick out stuff that either I haven't picked up on or I don't consider. But I really don't. I don't think of him as a flawed hero in the sense that I think he should be. I think Jacob is much more about, I mean, the way he's in love with his best friend who is married to his mortal enemy who he secretly really wants to be friends with. I mean, that is deep. That is deep. But Renesmee is not deep. That's stupid. Oh, I'm angry about that name. Alice going off and leaving them with like twos. I knew, it was so obvious. It was obvious that by the end of the book one of them wouldn't be there and then they'd come back at the end. At the beginning of the book, I thought that one or two of the Cullens would die by the end of it, or the Howes obviously. But and I thought that because of how I just expected there to be some major fight scene in which they can't come out on top. Because I mean, you think about Harry Potter defeats Dumbledore, but the whole side doesn't by any means come out completely on top. I mean, we lose Weasley, we lose Lupin, we lose Tonks. It's not simple. But Breaking Dawn was just, oh yeah, you're right, Renesmee's not going to hurt anyone. Yeah, we'll go now. See ya. There's the 3 books in the book: Bella, Jacob, then Bella. I liked that. Jacob was my favourite book because it was. He's really endearing. I love him. I wish he hadn't imprinted. Or I wish he had imprinted. I wish he'd imprinted on me. But such a fangirl. Oh, see, I can be a fangirl over fictional characters. As soon as I start fangirling over Charlie so cool like that's when I kill myself. But what was I even saying? It's ergonomically designed. Oh, shut up, Braid. Yeah, I like the Jacob book because he tells things in a simple way, but you get a lot of depth and background information, and I really liked that. I think that was very, very well written. And also, but the thing is, that right at the end of it, when he was like, and Renesmee was all that mattered, I guessed at that point that he may have imprinted, but it was another one of those moments where, oh, it's too predictable, I'm not even going to think that's going to happen because that's just way too obvious. So it was still a surprise to me when I found out he really did. But yeah, I think Stephanie Meyer really wasn't careful enough to build up to anything, because it's not like, I don't think there were any plot twists, because it was also married, kids, slight tragedy, recover from the slight tragedy. It was just like Coronation Street. You didn't get more deaths in Coronation Street. I mean, there aren't even any vampires in Coronation Street. So, but despite this, it is the funniest book I've ever read. I mean, I think the best line is definitely, "You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster." Oh my god, that bit is absolutely legendary. I just read that bit over and over again because it's so funny. And also I like it at the beginning when Jasper and Emmett are like at the window disturbing Bella and Edward from their vampire sexy time. And Edward's like, "Oh, for the love of all that's holy." It cracks me up. And then we know that keep saying it because it's just really funny. So yeah, there's a lot of things. When I look into it deeply, the book was really bad, but if you look at it not from a serious point of view, just for some light reading, jokey reading, it was brilliant. I loved it. And I'm actually really glad I didn't read Twilight sooner, because if I'd have had enough time to like get really, really kind of locked into it, I think I'd have been very disappointed with that book. Because whereas the Deathly Hallows ending didn't disappoint, because I don't think happy endings are always appropriate, and if there hadn't have been so much tragedy before right at the end of Deathly Hallows, I would have hated the epilogue. But because none of them got out easy, I liked it, I thought it was okay. But with this Twilight, they all got out too easy for my liking, but because I haven't had like 10 years to become really into it, it didn't bother me as much. But yeah, that's basically what I think. But I love the book, and I'm going to read it again and again and again. I'm going to laugh at the same bits, I'm going to get pissed off at the same bits, and I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to forgive Stephanie Meyer for calling Bella and Edward's daughter Renesmee.